All right. A pleasant evening to you, everyone. Wherever you are hearing me, home and abroad, you are welcome to this webinar. Around as my esteemed audience, and I really hope we had a great time. I'm seeing some comments coming in. Thank you. Oh, my brother, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Starting soon. You are starting soon. Titi Lope Faith. Thank you, ma. All right. Thanks for joining. We are starting very soon. We are waiting for others to join. All right. So, I'm going to be diving into some common myths that many of us are not aware about as musicians. Then I thought it was, considering the fact that we need those things. So if you are here, trust me, you are going to learn something. It may be one thing, but make sure you learn something on this webinar. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Demi Crown, Emmanuel, Oluwadamilare, I really appreciate. Right, so we are going to be waiting for them maybe before we start formally. All right, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate. I really appreciate. All right. So we'll be starting 7:10 on dots, which is seconds time. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. We have many people around. Olaolu Adila, thank you, sir. Adeyanju Bukola, thank you. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate. All right. So I think it's almost time. So okay, I got a comment now that the production is somehow okay. Our technical team are working on that. The production is somehow. Please let me know if you are hearing my voice. Let me know if you are hearing my voice. Thank you. I want to believe my voice is audible enough. I can only know through the comments. Please, I can only know through the comments. Let me know if you are hearing my voice. Thank you so much. So, without wasting our time, of course, we are going to thank God. We are inviting God the Father, the God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit to this meeting of today. And we are praying that He takes charge of everything we are going to do. And we pray that the purpose of this webinar will be made established. All right. All right. I was asked to wait. Thank you. straight away. All right. I want to believe you guys can hear me. Sorry for the break in transmission. All right. They said it was lagging, so we had to work on it. So we are kickstarting right away. Sorry that we are offline. All right. So straight away we are talking about some common myths about sight playing. We want to believe that it is being displayed on the screen. We don't know, but I believe you can hear me. What we are talking about basically is sight playing, and I've had many issues of many people coming to me with same how should I put it? Oh, bro, Stephen, come and teach me how to play this piece. Come and teach me how to play that piece. Then I thought to myself that instead of me teaching you how to play this piece, I can as well lay your hands on some fundamentals in which, if you know them, you are most likely to be able to play any piece. Alright, so, and that's what we are going to be working on this evening. So, straight away we are going to some common myths about sight playing. Some common myths about sight playing. Right, so understanding what really builds skills. Sight playing is a skill on its own. So once you have this understanding, you will know that you actually need to build it. Nobody is born with it. There is never a person that can say, oh, the day he was born, that was the day he learned how to sight play. So it's a skill that you must work for. It is a skill that you must acquire. Actually, I've been playing for more than 10 years now, and I can tell you, I'm still learning. I'm still on the process, of acquiring the skills. So I'm just here as an experienced person to put you through on some basic things in which you need to know for your sight playing success. All right, so, and then there is a saying that, well, if you can't sight play, maybe you are not good. We are in the third page. So if you can't sight play, you are not good. Well, that might not be true, but that can be true. It depends on how you take it. Even musicians, I mean professionals, they take their time to slow it down at first before they can get so fast at it. All right, so everyone can do it, including you. All right, so to the next slide. You must know every single note perfectly to sight read well. Yes, especially for pianists. Or you see a pianist playing a lot of things on the piano all at once. Trust me, the person has done a great job before that time. A great job meaning that the person has come through the piece, the person has practiced, and the person has understand all what the piece entails to be able to do or to deliver a great job. Alright, so you must have mastered every note. That's why I give kudos to all pianists, because it's not easy. Alright, so you must master all your notes, note for note. Sight playing is just like you trying to read a textbook. It's just as simple as that. It's not something very, hard or something that is not possible. Many people that I know today, that they are very good at sight playing, I know them when they were not good. It is just about you being consistent and you being very, focused. All right, we're going to the next slide. So, sight reading means reading everything at once immediately. Yes, reading everything at once immediately. Like I said earlier, it's like you carrying a book. I don't have a book here. I would have made an example, an analogy. When you have a book with you and you are trying to sight play, like now this is a book, this is a music sheet. If I want to sight play this, I look at the notes critically. First, I check the time signature, I check the key, I check the first bar, I check some technical parts of the piece to know what is really in it. So, and whenever I start my sight playing, I begin to read as if I'm reading a textbook, a normal English language textbook. So we will know more about it as we dive on. All right. So only pianists. We are the next slide. Only pianists needs to be good sight readers. Well, this might not be true, and this is true. The reason being that all instruments they play one part. Every other instrument they play only one part, except the organ and the piano. Sometimes we play as more as more than even four parts. We play more than four parts, and imagine playing all those things at once. You are playing soprano, you are playing alto, you are playing tenor, you are playing bass, everything all together at once. So as a pianist, the main job of being a side player rests on your shoulder, and you can't afford not to be very good. Honestly, if you want to be a good pianist, then you must sharpen your side playing skills. All right, we are going forward. We might skip some slides to fasting to hasting things because we started a bit late and we want to finish on time. All right, so practicing sight reading takes too much time. Yes, to be very good in sight playing, it takes too much time. Reason being that it is an art. So you must actually practice it over time to be very good at it. So if you do not practice it, you can't be good. There is no shortcut to it. There was a time in my life that I once thought I can't do it. I thought sight playing, no. But I can tell you categorically today that if there is any area of music that I'm good at, that I'm best, that I know that if you give me, I will be able to do something, it is sight playing. Well, other aspects, let me say I'm trying. God is helping us. But talking about sight playing, through the help of my teacher, my father to be precise, he was able to give me a good sight playing culture. So, and I encourage every one of us to, follow suit. So practicing may not actually be something you need to overwhelm yourself with. So just 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day could be enough. It may just be a simple piece. You may not have to play all the whole piece before you actually believe you have done something. You know what? Sometimes you might only need to play a bar. No matter how hard a piece is, so long you can conquer a bar of that piece, trust me, you can conquer everything. Because the scope of the piece, they are in bars, staffs, and the rest. So once you can conquer a bar, just put in more effort. You are almost at the end of the piece. Right, so sight playing we are going to the next slide. We are going to be very fast now. So sight playing is a skill, not a superpower. Yes, we have said that. So it is a skill. It is not something that just jump on you. No, you practice to acquire it. So building confidence, to the next slide. Building confidence and focus. Before you can build your confidence and focus, you must have you must have followed some practical steps to strengthen your musical mindset. So if you don't have those practical steps, there's no way in which you can be a good sight player. All right, to the next slide. Confidence starts simple. Confidence starts simple. You see, we need to begin with easier pieces. Some people will say, Bro Stephen, I want to play this piece, and I will look at it. This is a piece, even myself, I'm here to download to practice. Yes, and I will see just someone that just started, learning, and you are telling me you want to go and play the piece. You will only be successful in overwhelming yourself. When you carry that kind of a piece, and it will be a burden on you, because why? It is beyond your level. So start easy, so that you can have early success. When you start easy, you start with pieces that you feel is around your strengths. You'll be able to achieve early success. But when you pick pieces that are beyond you, you are most likely to get overwhelmed, and many of the people like this, at the end of the day, they give up. When you call them, what happened? Piano is very hard. Go and check. They have done something they shouldn't have done. So And then you must learn to celebrate small wins. When you achieved a milestone. When you achieve a milestone, you must celebrate yourself. You can, in fact, you can even give yourself a treat that I was able to do this. I was able to achieve this particular piece. No. I must buy for myself something. In fact, today I'm going out. So it will give you the morale. It will give you the self fulfillment that yes, you have actually acquired something to yourself. So we are going to be rushing. These are just tips that I believe people don't take notice of, and I thought to share it with you all. All right, I'm trying to check the comments. Well, even as a starter, well, I believe many people that I have here, they are into music. So if you know you are a starter, well, you might need to register for another class. So when you register for the class, we will take you through the rudimentary knowledge of music. Yes, before we can even talk about side playing at all, you must have the knowledge of music, the staff notation, how it works, the key signature, the time signature, the note names. You must have those understanding. Okay, can you distinguish between a treble and a bass clef? You must know that okay, this is treble, this is bass. Okay, this is semi-brief, this is minim. I have kids that are between the range of, let's say, 8, 9 and then 10 that are good side players, some abroad, some here in Nigeria. And how can they achieve that? Is because they have the fundamentals, the rudimentary knowledge. So if you are a starter, you might need to register for a class, another class, though I will talk about that maybe after the session. Thank you. So we are going gradually. Practice regularly, not perfectly. Every day show up, continue showing up. Even if the piece is hard, even if it seems you are not gaining anything, just continue to show up. There is a day that will be your, should I say your lucky day? I call it lucky day because most times we get to sit on the piano without achieving something. We stand up the same way we have sat. But I will encourage us that whenever we sit to practice, even if it is a bar, that could be the least. Even if it's a bar, make sure you achieve it that day before you leave. Because why? If you had successfully play all the piece from beginning to the end, and many of it you don't know it, you are just doing jamboree, you are just playing it from the beginning to the end and from the end to the beginning without having mastered it, without having correct the details that you need to be that needs to be corrected, then you have not done anything. Practice means getting better. When you practice, you get better. So always show up for practice. And to the next slide, use positive self-talk. Replace I always mess up with I'm improving every day. This pertains to me actually. There was a time I had a performance, I think that was 3 years ago, and I messed up. I messed up horribly. In fact, it almost affected me that I thought, I'm not sure I'm going to be performing again. No. Because why? I don't want to mess up. But I just thought to myself that I'm improving. For me to even make an attempt, that means I can do it. I can actually do it. So when I continue to remind myself about how well I've practiced, I can actually do it, and I realized that I began to see some changes, drastic, so should I call it a very significant changes in my side playing skills. So what we are talking about here is that you must use positive self-talk to embrace yourself. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. Once you tell yourself you can't do it, even if the best teacher in the whole world come and encourage you, still you'll be the same. Alright, so visualize success. Next slide. Before playing, close your eyes. Like if you have a new piece with you, you can just pick the piece up and then check what is there. Check all what I've mentioned earlier, the key signature, the time signature, the reading, the dynamics, everything about the piece. Check it. In fact, in your mind, try to do as if you are playing it. Yes, you are not actually playing it, but play it from your mind. So it will give you more, internal confidence, so that when you pick up the piece to play, they will be like, have you seen it before? People will be wondering, have you seen it before? Nonetheless, you have not seen it before, but you have visualized it. So if you see people that are very good at sight playing, they must have scanned through the piece to see what is actually there. Nobody can just pick a piece and then start playing. Quote me anywhere. They must have practiced it somewhere, or probably they have scanned it before. Yes, some people are so good to the extent that they can play a piece by just scanning. Once they scan through, they know everything that is there, because maybe they have a magnetic brain, or they have very, a photographic kind of brain, and they already know where their fingers are going. Now I'm talking about pianists. There are many pianists out there that their sight playing skills is just wow. And this pertains to every other instrumentalist, not just pianists. So visualize success. Close your eyes. Think deep. Imagine that you are playing smooth. And when you imagine it, you are close to it. So set a clear goal for each session. Now, I want to use, sorry, I'm going to be mentioning pianists because I'm a pianist myself. Alright, so set a clear goals. If you want to practice today, what do you want to do? Okay, which exercise do you want to tackle? Set a clear goals. Don't just practice every day as if you are practicing, as if you are just there to mark register. We have many people that practice for years, yet the same place they are having problem, they are yet to fix it. The purpose of practice, like I said earlier, is to get better. So if you are not getting better, then you need to check your pattern of practice. Something is wrong. If you are not getting better, you need to check your practice. Every time I practice, let me say, I stand up with something different. Every time, right from time, I make sure I stand up with something different. It may be 5 hours of practice, but make sure when you are standing up, you can point to something that, yes, this is the bar I did not know, or this is the skills I was not able to run. This is the just make sure you achieve something, right? So limit your distractions. I won't talk much on that. We all have our distractions. Social media, limit it. Practice active looking ahead. Yes, I'm going to talk on this very well. Active looking ahead. Oh my God, we are still on one slide. I pray we'll be able to finish this thing today. So active looking ahead makes you very fast at sight playing. I want to believe you guys are hearing me, right? So what do I mean by practice active looking ahead? As a sight reader, or let me say as a as a notes a classical kind of a musician, we sometimes do engage in some very fast music. Yes, very fast, as demi semi quivers. So now in this kind of scenario, how are you going to play it if you are just being focused on the very bar that you are? So this slide is telling us that we should practice active looking ahead. That means that if you are on the first bar, your eyes, your brain should already be calculating what is on the third bar, meaning that you are already scanned through what is on the second bar. Note I said that if you are on the first bar, yes, you have done that already. Your eyes, your brain, your mental capacity should have covered the next bar and even the next. By that, before your hand gets there, your brain has scanned through, your eyes have seen it, and your fingers is just doing the work. So if you did not practice active looking ahead, you will be stuck at every bar you get to. You will be stuck. Because why? You are only focusing on the present. You are not looking ahead. You are not being optimistic, or let me call it, you are not foreseeing notes to come. People that are very good sight reader, they will understand what I'm saying. Whenever I'm playing, maybe for choir or for even if it's an ordinary song, I used to look ahead a lot, and it used to help me. People will say, how are you able to play it ahead like that? Have you played it before? I'm not sure I've played it before. It's just active looking ahead. As you're on the first bar, make sure your eyes are already going to the next bar. Thank you. All right, so use a timer or focus bursts. Yes, you can use a timer for people that that have one, but this is not very common actually. So the next one, stay relaxed while playing. And this is a very important part of this section, when you stay relaxed, you are most likely to deliver more than you think you can. But if you are under tension, the ability for you to deliver will be reduced. The ability for you to deliver will be reduced. So we are going to the next another slide. That's the end of this. We are going to the next slide. I hope you guys are gaining something. Thank you for joining. Thank you everyone. I really appreciate. It's been a lovely time. This is just my name is Stephen Bamise, for those that don't know my name, and then I'm just a musician by passion, and I thought it wise that there are some essential music theories, or let me say music terminologies, that we fail to understand as musicians, and it used to affect our production. So I hope by the end of this class, you guys will be able to point to one or two things that you have gained. Thank you so much. So to the next one, essentials of music literacy. I want to believe we are there. All right. Essentials of music literacy. The language of music. Read, understand, and express. You see those three? They are very important. Once you miss one, you miss all. Once you miss one of those three, you miss all. You must be able to read it just the way it is. You must understand it. And after you must have understand it, you must be able to express it. If you don't express it, you have not done anything. You have only played a groups of notes, well, maybe agreeable, but you have not expressed anything. Right, so reading notes. Like I said earlier, before you can read notes, you must have some fundamentals. If you know you are new, if you know you are a beginner, you don't understand some of these theories, please reach out to me privately. There's going to be an intensive class for that, an intensive online class. It's not going to be on YouTube like this. It's going to be on another platform, maybe Zoom, maybe WhatsApp, or personal. If you need any personal tutor for music theory, I'm available. You can reach out to me also. Thank you. So reading notes, you must understand the musical staffs and clefs. Like I said earlier, you must learn the placement of notes on the staff. For example, if I ask my students, okay, this note is on the second space. Mind you, we count it from the bottom to the top. So it's on the second space. What is the name? What they first do is they will check the treble. I'm very sure it will tell me it is A, because I have trained him to understand it. So, and that is it. You need to understand all these basics before you can be a good sight reader. So we have reading and timing. Reading and timing. This is also a very important part. Note value. Yes, we have types of notes. We have semi-brief, we have brief, we have meaning, crochet, and all those. So you must know their value. This is not the class for it. I'm not here to. I believe many of the people that are here, they understand all these things already. So I'm not going to be. And if you know, like I said, if you know you don't understand it, see me later after the class. Understand rests and their durations. Master time signatures. Yes. Master time signature is very important. If you don't know your time signature, you are most likely not to be able to play the piece, because the time signature will guide you on what to do. All right. So when they say a music is on 4/4, a music is on 4/4. That is common time. Common time. So when we say common time, everybody, well, don't let me say everybody, a layman knows that it is 4 beats. It is crotchets. So when how to get it, it's very simple. When you say 4/4, that means 4 in the hop and 4 in the down. So the one in the hop denotes how many notes will be in a bar. The one that is up. Now I'm going to some few theories I did not plan. I just want to say it briefly. The one in the is it numerator, will denote how many notes will be in the bar. The one in the denominator will denote how many notes we take we receive one beat. So these are theories of music that we all need to understand. To the next slide, without wasting our time, there are many things that I really can't delve into because this is just like an introductory class. I only managed to put all these things together just to give us an awareness. So we are still going deeper by God's grace. Alright, so key signatures and scales. Identify sharps and flats in the key signatures. Learn major and minor. These are for pros actually. These are for people that are already into music. So understand how scales define a piece and tonality. If you know you are a beginner, I'm not sure you can understand any of this. But when we talk about identifying sharps and flats in keys, yes, the notes might it might be in C. Now, if you ask me what is a piece when we call it C, naturally, as it is, a note that is in natural means that you should not flatten, neither should you sharpen the notes. But once there is an alteration, let's say, okay, this note is meant to be on C, and you are playing, and you now met an alteration, maybe like a sharp sign. I believe we all know what is being called a sharp sign. When you meet an alteration, that means that it has been altered and means that you need to raise it up by a semitone. If it is to be flattened, you need to lower it by a semitone. So it varies. It varies. So we just move on. All right. So we're in the fourth slide. Musical symbols and times. This is what we are saying. You see, music is never a true music if it hasn't been expressed just as the mind of the composer. My dad will always tell me, if you have played the piece and you have not followed the dynamisms, you have not played it at all. So whenever I'm playing a piece, I always try to see if I can put in some little life, even if the piece doesn't have anything at all. If the piece is blank without anything, I will try to check it. Okay, is there a repetition? Is there like a pattern in which this piece was composed? Is there a way I can put life to it? If you start a performance and you play from A to Z and everything is FF, you have only make a noise. You have not delivered a good and quality music. So to deliver good and quality music, you must master the dynamisms. And when we talk about dynamisms, we are talking about soft, we are talking about loud, when you have to come out, when you have to, when you have to swell as if you are coming out, but you are still going back. The articulation, we talk about staccato. There's something we call staccato. You play ta 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 ta. You make sure it is detached. And when you talk about legato, the note is being slowed together, in a connective manner. Right? So there are many terminologies that we have in music, and that is why music is beautiful. Without all these terminologies, music will just be like another noise. So you must also recognize your tempo. Sometimes you might be asked to increase your speed. Sometimes you might be asked to reduce it. So whichever one you are being asked to do, your ability to interpret them makes you a good musician and a good sight reader. Today we have many sight readers, but we have few musicians. The only thing that distinguishes them is that one can express and one can only play. So if you want to learn both, you must first understand the theories of music. Then you must have mastered the acts of expression. Right. So to the next slide, sight reading skills. Like I said earlier, sight reading is not something that jumps on you. I don't know if my brother is on this. It should be, but he will tell you how many years it took me to understand the act of sight playing. Today, by God's grace, there is no piece basically that I cannot handle, provided I'm given the chance to have a touch, maybe a little practice on it. I didn't just get there. It's through the grace of God and through my own efforts. All right. So, like I said, you can't just jump on a note and expect you to and expect to play it just like that. It is one step at a time, right? And when we talk about sight reading, it's just like you reading a note. If you have an English textbook here, I will try to read it out, and just, by reading, it's not like I'm memorizing. When we talk about sight reading, you don't need to memorize. Some people go as far as memorizing. I'm sorry, I'm bad at memorizing. The last performance I did last year, that was December. If anybody was able to watch that performance, I actually crammed all the pieces. I mean, I mastered them. The reason being that I thought that if I would express myself very well, then I need to play off the book, so that I would be myself. I will be, bringing out the music from my inside and not just from the book. If I'm still using the book, probability lies that I will still be so rigid to what is in it. But what I did was that I have already mastered what is in the book, both the dynamisms and everything, and I was able to put it out almost the same way. To God be the glory. Yes, I'm still learning, and God is still helping us. But I want to tell you that if you really want to sharpen your sight playing skills, you need to depend on the book. That's where I'm going. You need to depend on the book, even for performance. Okay, later after the performance, I was being, corrected by a senior person that, well, you should have used your book. Peradventure, maybe you forgot a phrase or a passage. You could easily reach out to the book for remembrance. But I was like, okay, I've learned it for another time. So your book must be with you every time. It is advisable for your book to be with you every time. So when you play with a book, you there's a way you get used to it, and sight playings become easy. Whatever you do is what you get used to. Whatever you do regularly is what you are good at. If you are not doing it regularly, you just realize you are just at the same place you were last year. So the ability for us to practice and to improve at that spot when you have planned to practice, that is what makes you a good sight player, right? So we are going to the next one. We are rushing it. Ear training. Develop your ear to hear intervals. Well, I think this deals with singers majorly, to hear intervals, melodies, and rhythms. Yes, you must be able to hear. You must have a good ear tuning. Some people, if you play, okay, this is E flat. I don't know if this piano is on. If you play E flat, they will either sound flat or sharp, which is not good enough for a sight player. So supports improvisation, pitch accuracy, and musical memory. Alright, so to the next slide, musical interpretation. So it goes beyond the notes, shape, phrasing, dynamics, and emotions. So when we talk about musical interpretation, the importance of it can never be belittled when it comes to sight playing, because sight playing, remember, you are not playing what you have in your memory. You are playing the work of someone else, and there's a way the person has already done it, and the person would wish, or let me say would love, that you bring it out just exactly the same way. And that's why our leaders, God bless them, in worker headquarters, in every even to Portland, they are always keen about bringing out the exact interpretation, exact thing that is being composed. It's not, sometimes I used to, when I was still very young in the choir, I used to be like, why are they so strict? We can just do this thing, I mean, the way we like, we can, the way it's convenient. But no, sight playing is a culture, and then to follow the culture to the optimum, we need to follow the musical interpretations. We need to play it exactly the same way the composer has composed it. Alright, so the last slide, what is musical literacy? What is music literacy? Music literacy simply means to be able to read the notes, just the way we can read our English textbooks. So when people ask me, how were you able to read notes, like people that are actually not into music at all, I will ask them, if you ask me, then let me ask you, how are you able to read your English language textbook? And they will look at me, so do you mean it is as easy as that? No. Reading English language textbook might be very easy because it is just in sentence, but reading notes, you are not just reading the notes, there are many other things you are doing all together. So and that is where the complexity comes from. So you are not just You are not just playing, but you are interpreting. Alright, so to understand, to be musically literate, you need to be able to read symbols of music. When you talk about symbols, okay, if you see a rest sign, did you understand it? If you see a meaning rest, did you know it? Those are the things you need to know as fundamentals. If you don't know them as fundamentals, you will have problem when you get to the real side playing world. Because side playing goes beyond just playing, just getting to have a note before you and play. Even many times at my level, I'm always still being corrected that Stephen, you were supposed to go down. It's always that you were supposed to go down. You know, we organize, most times we enjoy ourselves to the point that we get lost in our playing. We get so lost in what we are doing that we forget that, oh, we are actually interpreting, we are not just playing. We are interpreting, we are not just playing. Alright, so express yourself musically, like as if you are speaking a language. You are getting to the end of this slide. Express yourself musically as if you are speaking a language. You know, when you express yourself, you even make the composer, you make the person happy. If the person happens to be alive, the person will be glad to have someone compose his work just exactly the way he has, you know, composed it, the way he has, you know, created it. So that is that. On that, we are going to the next slide. We are moving forward. Thanks for joining. If you are still on the, I believe we still have some people joining us. All right, so we are moving forward. Essential side playing techniques. Today we are going to be doing more of talking. Wow, thank you for joining. I really appreciate. I can't mention all of you all, but I'm really glad you guys are here. It wouldn't have been possible without you guys. I can't be talking to myself. Thank you for the, you know, everything that cost you your time, your you know, your rest. Many people has gone to work, they need to rest now. So, and by God's will, we round up very soon. Alright, just make sure you gain something. That's the essence of this webinar. Make sure you hold on to something. I know you have heard this thing before, but make sure it means something to you. Make sure you are jotting something. Make sure you are planning to put those things you are going to learn or you are learning to practice. Right. So now we are in the new slide. Essential side playing techniques. Essential side playing techniques. So if you see a new piece, now we want to give ourselves an insight. We want to give ourselves an insight of how to tackle a new piece if we have been faced with it. That I can remember 2019. There was a time my musical strength was being challenged. Yes, it was being challenged. It was like a national choir, and then it happens that there was no organist around, and that's why you need to be, as an organist. Sorry, I'm very particular about an organist. As an organist, you must be very sound when it comes to sight reading. You know, the music director just called me out of the blue. Oh, Stephen, where are you? We're in the tabernacle now. Can you rush down? There's no organist. I was so scared because none of the songs have I touched, because there are many of my bosses around. So why would they even call me in the first place? And as soon as I got there, they just opened that book. I can't remember now. They just opened that book before me, and I was like, what is this? I just told myself that you can do it. First, I checked the key signature, I checked the timing. It has a very long introduction. People that are in the senior choristers will be able to get what I'm saying. It has a very long introduction, and the conductor that day, I can't remember, maybe T. Brotopenmaku or somebody, I can't remember. And I was told to introduce. I was like, introduce what? I don't know this piece. But I told myself you can do it. What I did was that I was not playing exactly everything that is there. I was very mindful of my melody. I mean the treble parts, and I was just adding some few bass. But I was maintaining my pace. I was maintaining my time. And then if I did not tell you, you are most likely not to know that I did not play everything. But I was maintaining my time. I was maintaining my pace. And they say something in music that if you miss the notes, because we are humans, we are prone to errors. please don't miss the time. Once you miss the time, there's no way you can get it back except a miracle happens. Right, so without wasting our time, we are going forward. Scan before playing. I've said it before. Always scan before playing. Don't just take a piece and start playing immediately. I mean, now when it is when you are on hot seats, I believe I'm talking to some few musicians, people that are already into the act. All right, so always scan before playing. Make sure you look through, check what is there. Okay, if there's a triad, if there's a triplet, your mind should have been made to be aware that, okay, when I get to this last bar, I think there's a triplet. You must not see that those kind of a thing just suddenly. You are most likely to miss it. But if your mind has been prepared for it, you are most likely to play it flawlessly. And people be like, it's a winch. You are not a winch. You have seen it before. It is just what anybody can do. Alright, so key signature, you must know it. Time signature, tricky rhythms. Tricky rhythms. You must have seen it before. Accidentals. Now I was saying something the other time. If you are playing on C and then on the way you just found an alteration. Okay, you are supposed to play the normal E, the natural E. It was being flattened. If you are not keen, you will not see it. You would have pressed the right note to you. Meanwhile, you are wrong because it has been sharp. It has been flattened. Right. So accidentals, repeats, and dynamisms. I was telling my student that if you see a 2 dot at the end of a piece, at the end of a bar or a staff, it means that you should go back to the beginning of that staff and play it again and end it. Alright, so these are the things we need to take note on. Alright, to the next slide, looking ahead while playing. Okay, these are more like repetitions. I've said it before. You must always, scan ahead. You must always be at least 2 bar ahead of where your fingers is. If you are playing Hallelujah chorus, you as an organist, your highs while you are still in the first bar, your highs you have gone to the next 3 bars should have been trying to see, okay, what is there, what am I going to encounter, and by that you'll be able to navigate your ways through the piece and to the end. Right, so keep a steady pulse. Like the third slide. Keep a steady pulse. Do not stop to fix errors. This is very important as musicians. Never must you stop, especially if you are playing on a stage. I mean a performance. You must never stop. That's one of the things I cannot forget that my teacher told me. That yes, you might mess up, you might go out of the line, but don't stop. In fact, at some point you might even miss the time. That would be the worst scenario when you're playing a piece, when performing a classical piece. You might miss the time, but don't stop playing. Somehow, some way, you got yourself back on track. In fact, you can make it so beautiful that people will not know. Yes, people will not know that there's something has happened. You are the one that will be with confidence, and it comes with maturity and experience. Actually, some people, when they make a mistake, they get so scared and they begin to make more mistakes. But the best you can do when you are faced with such an occurrence during performance, just continue playing something. Continue playing something that makes sense. Then be using your eye to look for anywhere where you can just pick the note from again and continue playing. Just make sure you play it and you get to the finishing point. Right, so don't stop to fix errors. You must keep moving. Make mistakes matter less than musical continuity. Just continue. Alright, so simplify when needed. If the music is hard, just play the rhythm. Meaning that play the melody as an organist. If you feel that this very passage, okay, this very style is too hard, you are most likely to base it up if you are playing the full part. As at that point, this is a secret that many of us follow and be like, we go part alone. It's a lie. Many of us, when we get in contact with some hard passages, we try to use our only right hand to maneuver it. And when we get to the place where we can do confidently without any mistakes, we continue on full parts. So let nobody tell you that it is not possible, that sometimes we play with our only with our right hand only. Yes, it is possible, because there are many instances that we get to in music, especially in performance, that we just have to make do of that method to scale through. All right, I want to believe you guys can hear me audible and clear. We are trying to, to hasten up things so that we can have our rest. All right, so to the first slide, simplify when needed. I think we are done with that. We are done with that. Okay, to the fifth slide, group notes into pattern. Group notes into patterns. So don't read one note at a time. Recognize patterns. Okay, patterns like scales. Yes, in a musical piece there could be like a chromatic. You must have been aware. All right, when we talk of chromatics, many people are like, what is the meaning of chromatics? So we have something like, I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's like a chromatics. So if there is something like that, it may not be as long as that. It may just be like, if there's something like that in a piece, that's like a chromatics. You must be aware. We are humans. It might be impossible for you to track that at once. So once you have you have keep yourself in awareness, you are most likely to scale through. There are some that are chords. I'm sure we all know the meaning of chords. Chords is a group of notes that is being played together that make a beautiful sound, right? So we have C, we have E, we have G. So if I play it together, it gives us a beautiful sound. So that is a chord. So we have intervals. The intervals is just a distance between two notes. So now if I play C and I play G, if I play C and I play G and I play both of them together, from C to G is an interval. So before we get to G, we must have passed through a lot of tones and semitones. So this is for the theory of music. This is for the rudimentary knowledge. If you don't know all these things, if you don't know the meaning of intervals, and you see one, you might not know how to figure out your way. So motives, I think motives, they are in music. They are when we see a music that is bringing out same pattern, that is bringing out similar patterns, then how to interpret it matters. I was being told that if you are playing a piece and you notice that while you are playing, you are seeing some similarities. Let's say that's just a piece, but there are some kind of piece that will give similar, that if you are playing it, like if you will have to repeat exact same notes, exact same passage, the best way to make it look beautiful is when you play it softer. So mi do, re do, do titi. So mi do, re do, titi. So mi do la fa re ti so, or ti so mi do la. By playing it, by coming down and going up, you are giving the piece a kind of a life that it deserves. There are kind of music that may not even include those that the composer. Sorry to say, the composer might forget to include those dynamisms. I've come in contact with a piece that I just found from the beginning to the end, no dynamism. I was like, okay, no wala, I will help this composer. Obagwe. Sorry for my non-Yoruba audience. Probably he forgot. So let me help him to put in life to this piece. Because how can you create a piece as beautiful as this and there won't be not even a single dynamisms? So when you notice things like that, you create dynamism for yourself and you make the piece beautiful. Thank you. So we are going to the next slide, using good fingering. This is as important as anything. Majorly for pianists, I used to tell them, if you are playing the small tutor and you are using the wrong fingering, Yes, most likely you are going to make the sound happen. Yes, people are going to hear it. Oh, that's Smallwood, number 17, E flat, so. But trust me when I tell you that the Smallwood is not passing through you. Yes, you are passing through the Smallwood, but the Smallwood is not passing through you. For you to make the Smallwood pass through you, you must follow the fingering. That's just the secret. You must allow the Smallwood to happen to you. You see, when I pick up Zani exercise, many pianists might know it. Even many musicians, is a very common tutor for the pianist, right? So my teacher told me that if you want this tutor to work for you, just follow anything he said. Just follow anything he said. And if you really want to have the best out of this tutor, then you must be able to, not just after playing the fingering, after you are following the right fingering, you must also bring out the right dynamisms. And I can tell you categorically for sure that if there is anything I know how to do today in classicals, Zani did a great part. Zani was a great participant of that, of it. And I encourage anyone to follow good fingerings. If your tutor have fingering, it's for a reason. We call some pieces, we call them tutor piece. They are being called tutor piece for a reason. Tutor piece in the sense that if you play them just the way they have, they have been composed, you are most likely to get the best out of it. You are most likely to be trained the way you are supposed to be trained. Thank God for our church, Apostolic Faith Church. We don't have to go to a school of music to have a music knowledge, to become an expert. I've never been to any school of music before, like formally to enroll or to join or to start but then the last time I was there, they almost thought I'm in Muson. The last time I was at Muson, when I started playing, they thought, oh, are you one of our diploma students? Why is it? Because the way I play, it was almost like them. So it was hard for them to even distinguish. And when I went in for the exams I went for, even my examiner asked me, where are you from? And I told the man, I'm from the Apostolic Faith Church. And the man was like, wow, you could see it. You see the good heritage, the godly and goodly heritage that our fathers has given to us. So, alright, so okay. Sorry for the break in transmission. I have to quickly attend to something. Alright, so I want to believe you guys are hearing me. Alright, so stay mentally relaxed. Whenever you are playing a piece, it is very important that you stay relaxed. Because to combine many of these things together is not easy. To play the experience of pianist, sorry, I'm just mentioning pianist, but we pianists, we are doing the greater part of the job. We are playing soprano, alto, tenor, and bass, and we are still trying to follow the fingers. And if you are now an organist, you are playing with the legs, you are playing with with the hands, and you are still following the tempo, you are following the dynamisms. Trust me, it's not easy. So, and that is why the ability for you to be relaxed is very important as an organist, as an instrumentalist. It doesn't matter what you are playing, maybe flute, maybe violin, maybe clarinet, maybe trumpet. The ability for you to stay relaxed even in face of tension, gives you it makes you to be able to deliver well. All right, I hope I'm making sense. All right, so thank you. We are going to the next slide. We are going to the next slide right away. So side playing exercise. Side playing exercise. So here we are talking about practical exercise that you can engage yourself in to be a very good instrumentalist, singer, when we talk about sight playing, it doesn't pertains to only instrument alone. Sight playing, you could be a singer and you are sight singing. Yes, though there are many times that we sing suffer. We sing suffer that, like, before we can get to sing the notes, we sing the suffer, both the treble, the alto, the tenor, and the bass. They sing the suffer together. They make sure they get themselves acquainted with it. So after they have mastered it, that's when they can now transfer it to the weddings, to the lyrics. So meaning that while they are singing the suffer, they are doing what? They are sight singing, they are sight reading, and they are sight, sight singing. So, right, so turn what we have here, turn practice into play, build skills through interaction, right? So here they are encouraging group work. All right, so if you really want to move fast, sometimes in music, you might need, collaborations. You might need some tips from others. You might need some ideas from friends, of course, that have the same mindset with you. You can't do it alone, actually. Even in this journey of life, you need people, to achieve that greater heights you have been dreaming for. You need people. You need resources from people, right? So the second slide, flash reading. Show 1 to 2 bar melodies on the screen for just okay. This is going to be like an assignment for you all, especially if you're a beginner. This is going to be like an assignment. So no preparation at all. You are going to give yourself a note, a totally strange note to you that you know that you have not played before. Then you test yourself of how you can play it without fidgeting, without being scared. If you can't play it at all, so let's say, and you must be very honest to yourself, rate yourself at least from the the scale of 1 to 10. Rate yourself. If you can't get to 5, then you have a lot of work to do, a really lot of work to do. So, and that's it. We are moving up. Reading first. Start with a rhythm only. Make sure you get the rhythm. Rhythm means that the movement of the piece. Do la ti do re mi fa mi re mi so fa, do la ti do re mi fa. So you must be alright. So music is deals with rhythms, pattern, and that. Once you get the rhythms, you are most likely to get the piece. Alright, so and sometimes you to stay on time, you might need to clap. You might need to use a timer. You might need to use a we call it I can't remember now. Just to put yourself on the right beat. So sharpens reading fluency before adding pitch. Yeah, once your rhythm is strong, then you can now consider every other thing. But your rhythm, you must at first done justice to it, right? So we are moving forward. One hand only. Now I think this pertains to piano students especially. So if you are a student and it is your first time playing a piece, I will advise that you don't jump on it with your both ends. Yes, much as it is good because of your future occurrences. I told you my experience. There's no possibility for me to tell them, oh wait, I want to first touch it with my right hand first, then I'll touch it with my left hand. But as a student, note the word student, meaning that you are still learning. So you need to first take it easy on yourself so you don't get overwhelmed. Practice, know what the right hand is saying, know what the left hand is saying, then you can now combine it together. Make it easy for yourself. Don't get yourself tensed even while you are practicing. Don't get yourself worked up, because if you are not enjoying it, you are most likely not to stay long. Make sure you are enjoying what you are doing. Personally, whenever I sit with the piano, I'm always happier. I don't know, I always feel more happy, more fulfilled, and then I feel like, oh, I have achieved something. It might be something I created myself, I mean through my own creativity. It might be a new piece. Most times I play new pieces, and I always make sure I overcome something, which is very important. Right, so without wasting our time, we are going to the next one. So like I said, for piano, start with one hand. Then when you are as you progress, you can now add another hand, which is the left hand. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. So you can now add one ends with it. So please and please, as soon as you progress, as soon as you know yourself, you know your strengths, as soon as you start gathering momentum and capacity, train yourself to play even at first sight both ends, because you are going to get yourself in many occasions that you won't have the time to practice at all. Like what I said earlier, you only have the time to remove probably some of your baselines. Then you must stay on time and you must stay on reading. So they are very important. Silent reading. Students read the piece silently, no playing, then discuss. Yes, this also works when you are in faced with a new piece. When you are in faced with a new piece, you must practice silent reading. Silent reading means that you take the piece, you look at it. Okay, what is it? What is there? Okay, there's a over here. Okay, I think here we are to play like a scale. Scale is a succession of notes. That is a scale. That is a what do you call it? A succession of notes. Like I said, now there are many keys on which you can play scale. Now I'm playing on D flat. That is another scale. Like there are many keys in music, and they all have their scales. So if you are practicing a piece at all and you are not getting it, well, I would advise that you leave the piece for a while. You pick the scales on it. You try to play it. If the piece is on C natural, pick the scale. You can also do the arpeggios. So, well, I'm not so comfortable. So that's how to do it. If you are in face with any piece at all that is that seems to be so hard, practice the scales, practice the arpeggio. You can run a chromatics from that particular. If you are playing on E major, start from that E, end on maybe the next E or the next 2 octave E. Get yourself acquainted with that, with the environment. Let me call it environment of that piece, environment of that key of the piece, and long before you know it, you see yourself getting it. All right. So sight reading. All right. Silent reading. That's where we are. Jumps. We have many things in music which you need to be aware of, especially when it comes to sight reading. So once you are aware of them, jumps and limbs and some awkward parts for every piece, my mentor always tell me that watch out for some parts. They will be different and they have something to say to you. If you see a piece that is just the same way from beginning to the end, no complexity, trust me, you should drop it. It's not meant for you. A piece should give you problem. When it gives you problem and you were able to overcome it, then you are gaining momentum. I have some of my mentors that will tell me "Otin Dokurin," meaning that you are becoming a man. When you see a piece that gives you headache, but you don't give up and you're able to overcome it, you have already climbed a milestone. You have already achieved a milestone in which you actually need to celebrate yourself. I've been in contact with many pieces like that. 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I've played a lot of pieces that I originally, or let me say, literally looking at it, they were beyond my levels somehow. But through consistency and constant practices, I was able to overcome them. So I will be encouraging you, if you are in face with any pieces, if you are in face with any exercise, maybe your tutor, your value tutor, your favorite tutor, you seems is very hard, just stay consistent, continue practicing it. One day you will get it. Just very soon, if you keep practicing, if you give up, there's a saying that if you give up, you are fucked up. So that's just it. So build mental rehearsals and predictive reading. So it's still talking about same thing, mental rehearsal. You are doing it in your brain, but you are yet to put it into reality. But one thing is that if you can conceive it in your brain, you are most likely near to putting it into reality. So to the next slide, tempo challenge. This is another part that we need to discuss on. Now, for example, if I want to play a new piece now, okay, let me play this piece. Now, many of us are familiar with that tune, many may not, but this is a classical piece. If you are playing it for the first time, for a pianist, especially, you are combining a lot of things together. So I personally, I don't expect you to start using there will be a lot of mistakes. How can you possibly play it all through with that speed? But the fact that I have played it many times, I have performed it even in concerts, and then that will give me the liberty, the ability to play it as fast as I want. But if you are still a learner, wisdom demands that you take it easy, you take it one step at a time. You can even play your hand. It's okay to make mistakes. We are all learning. Nobody is beyond learning. Most times I still make mistakes, even in performance. That people will come and tell me, that part, what happened? I say, I forgot myself totally. Yes, it's possible. Even professionals, they still make mistakes. But beyond the mistakes, make sure you don't miss the time. Very, very important. So start slow, increase speed slightly after each successful attempt. Start slow. There's a page in the small tutor. They say students should increase their speed as they I think it's the daily exercise. There are many students that I used to tell them, on this very exercise, give me your best. Like, give me the best speed that you can ever attain. Whenever I play for them, they say, how are you able to play like that? That's too fast. I mean, no, it's not fast. It's just you are here to build a capacity that will give you the enablement to play it just the same way I'm playing, and you can do it. The difference is you are yet to have the capacity. And how can you have this capacity? Is by taking it one step at a time. There is never a level that you get to in haste that lasts. If you ever get to a level in a hurry, you are most likely not to be very authentic. But if you take it one step at a time, if you take it steadily, you are going to enjoy the process. In fact, you are going to be happy doing it. But if you are in a hurry to finish the piece, you are in a hurry you will end up overwhelming yourself. You end up, overtasking your brain. Because this brain, it has the way God has created it, and you must not overwork it. If you have not tried something before and you want to try it, wisdom demands that you take it one step at a time. So this cuts across beyond music, anything we are doing at all. We must not be too anxious to see the end. We must enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. See a new piece as a new journey. See a new piece as a new adventure. Be very glad, be open to learn. If you see a new piece, be open to learn. Oh, what is this piece going to teach me? What is the message? What is the story behind it? Enjoy the piece. And by doing that, you are most likely to play it just the way the composer has composed it. Alright, so we are moving forward. Encourages flow and control under pressure. Focus on accuracy with steady rhythm. Yes, so we have said this earlier. Right, to the next slide. Group works ideas for engaged side playing. Yeah, build if you have a community, stay together, learn together. You know, in this life, if you really want to go far, you move with people, people that are probably ahead of you. You know, there's this thing that say I could, see beyond because I'm standing on the shoulder of giants. So if you want to see beyond, make sure you have people. Make sure you have the right people actually with you to guide you, right? So sight reading relays. Okay, one student plays a few bar, the another. Yes, this is possible if you guys are maybe in a room and there is of course many piano. It will make it beautiful and it will make it enjoyable. But if it's only you every time, you might get tired. And when once you lose interest, this type of music we are talking about is a type of music that when you lose interest, you are most likely to want to give up. You are most likely to want to give up. But when you are with friends that are encouraging you, I'm almost there. Yes, I'm getting it. This thing is actually simple. I played like this. I was able to get it. Trust me, you too. Before you know it, you're almost there. But once you are doing it in isolation, you will soon be tired. So that is it. Sight reading relays. Flow together, learn together. Duet sight reading, still saying the same thing. Paired up with someone, play duets, build listening. You know what? When you play with someone, I played a duet with someone I think 2 or 3 years ago. The duet taught me a lot of things, how to listen and how to coordinate yourself. When you play with someone, I think the piece we play, I can't remember it now. But I remember I was not just playing, I was listening actively to what my partner was doing. So when you play with someone, it may be a violin duet, just give the person the primo, you take the secondo, right? So you guys practice together, listen to yourself. By doing that, you are giving yourself more capacity to withstand even pieces that are in parts. There are many pieces that they are in different parts, different forms. So if you are given a part and you are being asked to play with an orchestra, you'll be able to play successfully. But if you are someone that you are mostly used to playing alone, if you get close to a system whereby you have to play with people, you will have problems. And that's why playing in isolation, much as it is good, exposure also is very necessary. Exposure will give you the necessary strength that you need to collaborate. Right. So we are moving up. We are. I hope we are enjoying the class. I hope we have gained something. Make sure you are gaining something. Make sure you are writing something down. My aim of this webinar is that by the time we are done, your music level will be skyrocketed to a higher level, and by the time you start picking up those pieces again, you get more courage, more strength to handle them as the way it is ought to. Alright, so small group practice, yes, still on the same thing. Make sure you form a group. Make sure you form an association. Let me call it association. So when I was growing, when I was still a very young pianist, yes, I'm still young anyway. I mean, when I was very young, I started with some group of pianists, and it was fun. Though, yeah, there were times that there was some like unhealthy competition. Like, this girl is already ahead of me. I will now stay overnight because why? I want to beat her. I want to be ahead. So it is okay. It is good. We can call it unhealthy, but so long you are improving, there is no problem with it. In fact, we can call it healthy competition, because when you are seeing someone that is doing well and you are also wishing that and this person is doing well, I want to be like this person, that is not in any way unhealthy. It is unhealthy competition, and I will encourage it. If no matter the level we think we have. Personally, I used to tell myself, I'm here to get to any level. As far as music is concerned, I'm here to get to any level. So whenever I see people that plays, whether my junior, whether my senior, I try to listen. I try to see what I can learn, what I can gain. Nobody is knows it all. Nobody know. Even the wisest man on earth is still learning. So long you are living, you must learn. You must open yourself to understanding. Right. So mock auditions, yes, like just giving yourself tests, giving yourself under an environment whereby you are being tested. It builds confidence. It reduces performance anxiety. Yes, it builds confidence and it reduces performance anxiety. So, well, the reason for mock auditions is not far-fetched, because if you happens to get to the stage the first time, like if you are somebody that your first time of playing a piece openly or with people is when you were performing it, well, I would say that is a bit wrong. At least you must have performed it with some friends, perform it before your friends, perform it before your teacher, perform it before few people. I'm not saying you should play it openly and perform it when the performance has not yet come. But what I'm saying is that we want to play a performance. It is essential that you have played before that day. There's a saying that say the person that won a conquest has won many days, many weeks, or maybe even many months before that day. He has won already. What he came to do that day was just a repetition of what has already been done. So the person has not just won before, he has already had the mindset of winning. So when you have already have the mindset of winning, you have already built yourself to a stage that you can play before anybody. It took me time before I get off that level. Whenever I'm playing with people, I'm always careful. Oh, I don't want to make mistake, and that is anxiety. But the only way you can get that out is by playing for people. Record yourself. I do that a lot. Many people will say, but this boy is always recording. But I tell you, the recording has helped me in a lot, that sometimes even when I'm recording myself, I don't know I'm recording again. I just play. That's the level which we ought to get to. Which even myself, I'm still praying. I'm still working hard that I get to. That when you get yourself face to face with anyone, you'll be able to play. You need to play just the exact thing you are going to play if you are alone. So the importance of playing with people, playing for your teacher, for people that are musically oriented, so that they give you corrections, is very important. Don't just play for any random people. Play for people that will correct you, people that will scrutinize you, people that will condemn you, so that you'll be better. Right. So we are going to the error spotting. Right. So we are still talking about group work now. When one student play, it's essential that another person correct. That's why you need to move close to people that knows it better than you do. Move close. Don't feel like you knows it, or you don't want to move close to people. No, move close to people that can correct you, that can help you. That's how you can grow. That's how you can learn. Well, I hope we are learning something. We are already close to to 9. All right, so to the last part of this webinar. Thanks for staying through. I hope we still have some people on the I hope we still have some people. All right, so okay, so long time cycling improvement strategies. So what I'm saying now is for long time side playing improve. I was with one of my students, I think a week ago or two, and I was telling him that, bro, Stephen, how is it possible that there's never a piece that you are being given? You just find your way around it. I said, well, it is not that it happens to me. I prepared myself. I worked hard to make sure I get to that level. And I'm still working hard on myself, because I'm yet to get there. I'm still seeking for mentors. I'm looking for mentorship. I'm looking for other pieces that will train me, that will take me to that very height, which I'm going to be able to handle any pieces. Trust me, if you want to get better, you can only get better by playing new pieces. Playing not just new pieces, playing pieces that will strengthen you, that will strengthen your weakness. If you know you are weak, play pieces. Because you are weak, you are not supposed to be playing from memory. You will become more weaker. If you are weak, play pieces. Right, so long time side playing improvement strategies. Daily sight reading practices. Yes, daily Saturday practices. Even if it is for 5 minutes, don't underestimate it that I only practice for 5 minutes. You only did what? You just said only. 5 minutes means a lot, because for every day that you touch the keyboard, something has happened to you in the musical realms that you are not aware of. Something has already, your mind has already tell your body, your fingers, that you did this thing today, and then it will mark it for you in somewhere in the calendar that you have done it. So never say, oh, I did not have time to practice. No, it is not impossible for you to practice every day. It is not impossible. I did it. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you can do it. Just make sure you touch the piano. Just make sure you pick up that instrument. We have many people who say, I'm not doing it again. You are not doing it again because you fail to keep up with practice. You fail to give yourself a steady practice culture. And when you fail to give yourself a steady practice culture, you are most likely to forget what you have learned. If you are forgetting what you have learned, you are putting yourself into a state of frustration. Imagine you have learned this thing, let's say 2 months ago, and by getting to the keyboard today, you can't even play it again. You are going to be frustrated. Sorry, I'm using Yoruba. I'm a Yoruba boy. Alright, so what's all this? Why am I not getting? It's because you are skipping, you are starting classes, you are starting practice days. Every day you are meant to touch the piano. That's why most times, if you know me very well, I love piano. I love piano. If I can have the piano to myself, if I'm being, I used to tell myself, if I can just be locked up in a room, give me food and water, throw the key away, I'll be okay. Give me food and water, lock me up, I'll just be practicing. And that's the kind of, that's what is being expected of all of us. And I'm not saying you should be locked up now in a room and then you are going to be feeding on food and water and then that's all. No, I'm just saying that practicing every day is very important. Alright, so we are moving on and we are rounding up with this session. Thanks for joining so far. Thanks for staying through. I really appreciate the data you have spent, your time, everything. I'm highly honored to have you on board. Alright, so use fresh materials every session to avoid memorization. I think we understand this. Using fresh materials. Don't just be playing a piece you have played 4 years ago that you have already have it in your memory. That's no more practice. If you want to practice, you pick up a new piece, you pick up a new exercise, you pick up a new challenge for yourself, and that's how you get better. You cannot get it better by playing what you have already known. You can only get better by playing what you don't know, what is new. Right, so pick up a new piece, practice, build fluency through regular exposure. Yes, that's what we've been saying. So the next slide, gradual difficulty progression. Start with easy pieces, gradually increase difficulty. Or okay, what they are saying here is what we have said. Actually, there's no, there's nothing here that is new that you have not heard. They're saying that starts with easy pieces, gradually increase difficulty. So if you want to, like I said, for people that join late, if you want to play a piece, okay, you are tested to play a piece, you know your level. Me as I am, I know my level. There is a level to which you can handle, you get to, and you can able to handle a piece. If you are yet to get to that level, I would advise that you pick a piece that you can handle. Alright, so pick a piece that is around your level so that you not get discouraged, you not get overwhelmed, you not get frustrated. Alright, so focus first on fluency, then on complexity. Yes, when you are practicing a piece, what must be on your mind is how to navigate those hard, those passages, how to be fluent. And after you have been able to gain that, then you now look more inward to those parts. My dad told me that if you are practicing a piece, mark it. Mark it. There are some parts that, trust me, they will just be hard. There's no way. If the piece is complete, oh, there are some part of the piece it will be very simple. It may be the beginning part was so simple. Whenever I pick up a piece and the beginning is simple, I will say, you know, let's continue. I will say, okay, this is what we are talking about. You see those parts, mark it with a pencil. Those hard parts, mark it, mark them. Those are the complexities. For every piece, there is always a different. They are in different sections. We have the simple parts that are very simple, that everybody are all simple. But when you get to that level, to that new section, to another section, you realize, oh, it is more harder. Yes, the composer knows what he's doing. He's taking it a little, making it harder. And if you notice, if you are ending the piece, it will be softer, and to the end. So you see those parts that are very hard, mark it with pencil, mark them. Whenever you want to practice, go to those parts, deal with them. So what we are saying here is, you don't need to start all over. You want to practice, and then you are starting all over, playing the simple passages that you have already learned. I think we are in Nigeria, and we need to be very economical, even with our time. So imagine you have already said, okay, you want to practice for 30 minutes, and you're already used 15 minutes to play what you know. Trust me, you might or not achieve anything that day, because out of 30 minutes, you have used 15 minutes to play what you have already acquired. The rest of the 15 minutes, what can you achieve? All right, so what can you achieve with the 15 minutes that is remaining? You need to be very conscious of your time. You need to be very conscious of what you do whenever you sit down to practice. Right, so use graded books or cited helps. Yes, you can use cited helps books to improve yourself. Ensure steady confidence development. All right, so to the next slide, expand your musical vocabularies. When we talk of musical vocabularies, here I think they are talking about musical terminologies, or musical patterns. Whenever you are playing a piece, there are always many things you are going to encounter. I said it earlier. Some will be scales, some will be chords, some will be intervals, patterns, different patterns. That is what makes a piece. When you say a piece is a piece, there are many things that makes a piece. The note itself, then we now come to the chords, the intervals, the rhythms, everything. It makes a piece to be called a piece. Right? So you must first get yourself acquainted with it, get yourself very familiar with it. So recognize familiar patterns faster during reading. So you see all those ones that are reoccurring. Make sure you get yourself used to it, so that when you see them, oh, I think I've seen this before. It gets you, on faster. Build pattern recognition and reading speed. Pattern recognition. When you see a pattern, when you see a dynamics, when you see a symbol, when you see a flow, you must be able to recognize what you are being told to do, or what you are being asked to do. When you see a three notes and they were being joined together, for a music literate person, you know that, oh, that is triplets. It's being joined together by like a slow, and there's a three written either on it or down. If the note is on the bass level, it will be written on that. If it's on the treble clef, it will be written on it. So it means that triplets. So you must be able to understand this pattern. If you are just playing just the way you see it, you are most likely not to play exactly what is in the piece. Alright, so we are moving forward. Our time is fast spent. Actually, there will still be room for question. There will still be room for question and answer. So in case you have a question, get it ready now. It will be treated immediately after the class. Thank you. Alright, so expand your, we are still on this particular slide, expand your musical vocabulary. So when you get yourself acquainted with those patterns, with those should I say terminologies, with those vocabularies, with those scales, chords, intervals, rhythms, patterns, you are most likely to get yourself a easy practicing time. Right, so to the next slide, practice silent reading. We have said it before. For people that are just joining us, if you want to play a piece, Never you attack a piece on the first sight and play it and just try to play it. No. First study it. Practice silent reading. Read it inside of you. Do as if you're actually playing the piece in the actual, but you're only imagining it. Play the piece in your imaginary sense, and trust me, whenever you try to put it into reality, it will be easier compared to you trying to play it for the first time and you are just you are going to make a lot of mistakes. Practically, you are going to make a lot of mistakes because it's not just a theory. This time around, you are trying to practicalize everything that is being written in the score. All right, so practice silent reading. Learn to visualize. Learn to close your eyes and imagine yourself doing it. Right? So improve accuracy before even playing. This is deep. Even before playing, you have already timed yourself. You have already set a pace for yourself. Right? Record and review yourself. This is very important. Next slide. Record and review yourself. Record and I hope we are all there. We are on the same page. Record and review yourself. Occasionally record your sight reading sessions. Yes. Record yourself. It boosts your confidence. It boosts your morale. When you record yourself, you have put yourself in a condition that you don't want to make mistakes because it is a recording. And by doing so, you are doing a lot of things to yourself that you don't know. You are getting yourself, you are putting yourself into an atmosphere. Now it's not an atmosphere of practice, but an atmosphere of performance. So even if you are alone in your room and you want to give yourself an atmosphere of performance, just place your phone somewhere or your recording device, sound recording. It may not necessarily be video. Make sure you are recording yourself. It will give you a performance environment, and you will most likely not want to make mistakes. And when you keep doing it often and often, you will build your self-confidence. That was how I started. To build my self-confidence, I started recording myself. Every time I play, I record myself. And before I knew it, my confidence started developing, started coming up. And whenever you are playing, let me chip in this. Whenever you are playing for an audience, whenever you are playing for someone, assume you knows it better than the person. Assume that you knows it better than the person. So that will give you more confidence to play it at your best. But if you are being fearful, hey, this person will talk. Yes, you are most likely to make many errors. You are most likely to make many mistakes. Right, so we are going to the next slide. Okay. No, we are still there. Occasionally record your sight reading sessions. Okay, listening for missed readings, tones of flow. Yes, whenever you are playing, listen to yourself. Know where you make mistakes. Many people, I'll tell them, don't you know that this note is there? Don't you know that this flow is there? They don't know because they don't even listen to themselves. They are only concerned about probably what they have in their memory. And that is why it is very important whenever we are playing, we call ourselves a sight reader. We don't depend on what we have in our memory bank. We are not expected to memorize. It is not a memory verse. When you are sight reading, you are not expected to memorize. To memorize. You are expected to play from the book. I hope somebody is getting something. You are never expected to play from your memory. You are expected to play from your book. And that's why they say tutor is our best teacher. So if you have your tutor with you, I'm not sure you need any other teacher. Maybe the reason why you might need a teacher is for guidance. Maybe for some let's say guidance. So but when you are looking for the best teacher, it should be your tutor. When you choose your tutor to be your best teacher, you are most likely to be a master. Because why? You learn it, you learn the heart. You were not told, you learn it from the book. You were not just being told. Alright, so we are moving forward. Gain objective feedback for improvement. Yes, many people, they don't like review, like they hate it, feedbacks, because you know that they will talk you down. Yes, let them talk you down. By talking you down, you are gaining more strength, you are gaining more reason to practice. You are having more reason to practice. If you don't have anybody challenging you, you are going to remain the same. All right, so Let's give yourself out for, for critics. Give yourself out for critics. Let people criticize your work. Let people tell you you do not do this thing very well. Don't get to a level that you feel like you are beyond correction. Open yourself for critics. Let people tell you what you are not doing right, and by doing so, trust me, the speed by which you'll be improving will be so fast. The pace by which you'll be improving will be so fast. There are many times in my musical journey that people told me that, Stevie, you're actually not good. Yes, it actually caused me a lot of things, because I went so down that somebody told me I'm not good. But when I thought about it from the other way around, I thought that I think this person wants me to be better. This person is not actually saying I'm not good, but this person is saying you need to be better. So I took it with that perspective. I went, I prayed and I practiced. And then today I received many comments. Oh, Stephen, we love your performance. Oh, we love what you did. It is just practice. And I can tell you for sure that I have many of my boss around. And in fact, to me, I'm still a learner. Yes, when I tell you I'm still a learner, I still have a long way to go. So, and that's it. Open yourself for critics. Let them tell you what you are not doing right. Let them tell you you need to work harder. All right. Receive critics more than praise. That is my point. Thank you. All right. So, going to the next slide right away. Wow, our time is fast spent, and I'm afraid we are going to exceed our time, but I'm going to try to rush it up. Right. So, practice reading separately, isolate. Okay, we have talked about this before. By to maintain a steady reading is through many ways. You can clap, you can use your feet, we all know these things, right? So anything, just make sure you are on time, you are on the right time. Build accurate timing. It's very important. It is very important. So to the next slide, train eye movements. I've said it before. Probably for people that are not here, I will say it again. If you want to develop yourself, if you want to be better at what you do as a good sight reader, then you must practice a act of looking ahead of where you are. Don't just focus on where you are and then focus on it alone. When you are in a particular bar, teach yourself, teach your eyesight, teach your mental strength to must have scanned through the next 2 or 3 bars. Yes, it is possible. If we pianists can do it, despite the fact that we are looking at many notes together, how much more you that you are playing one instrument? I mean, one part, just soprano or tenor or bass, or how much more? So when you see a pianist, please don't joke with them. They are doing a great work. So, all right. Practice ahead, practice looking ahead. Develop anticipation and smooth performance. So what I'm talking about is when you develop anticipation, you have anticipated for what is coming. It is not just coming to you suddenly. You have your eyes have already scanned it. Through that, you be a good side player. There is no other way around it. Go to any school of music. That's exactly same thing they are going to tell you. If you want to be good, be a good side player, it's just like you reading an English textbook. When you carry a textbook to read, your eyes must have gone a little ahead of where your mouth is, of what your mouth is saying. That's when you can read so fast. If you listen to newspaper, to the news, they don't just read slowly, they read fastly and accurately. And this is the same thing, this is the same method they are applying. They are reading so fast and accurate. So as a sight reader, you must train yourself to read fast and accurate. So when you get a new piece, let's say, okay, this is a new piece that you have been given. This is the first bar. Let's assume this is the first bar. Sorry, I just want to do a little bit of a demonstration. I did mi ti re do la. Now, that is the first bar. My eyes should have gone to mi zi la ti do ti la. My eyes should have gone to those bars, even while I'm still playing mi. I hope we are getting my point. Now, just one of those pieces I've happened to masters many years ago. So what am I saying is, you must look ahead. It is very important. It's a vital part of being a good note reader, right? So to the next slide, sight read with others. Yes, practice with people, collaborate, do teamwork. It makes you go faster, it makes you learn faster, it makes you develop faster. So to the next one, use a metronome. We are rushing up, we are getting to the next, we are going to pick. Do we have any questions yet? If there's any questions, please kindly. Okay, thank you for staying through. I really appreciate all of you. All right, thank you all. I'm still waiting for your questions. I'm waiting for your questions, please. Or maybe later, you all have my number. It's on the flyer. I think it's on the flyer that's on this video. So you can always reach out to me if you have any questions about side playing. If you have any challenge, of course we look into it together. I don't know it. I'm not saying I know everything, but we look into it together and we try to find a solution. Right? So use a metronome. Metronome is just something that guides you while you are playing a piece to give you a steady tempo. So you can use a metronome. The goal is to give you a consistent progress. All right. So to the next slide, be patient and track progress. Be patient and track progress. Improvements is slow but steady. Trust me, the journey of being a good side player is not a day job. It's not a day job. So you don't expect yourself to start playing today and you want to know everything. It's not possible. Just as the way you pick up a new skills, you want to be a data analyst, you want to be a graphic designer, you don't expect yourself to get so good at it on the first day. It's never possible. It is not possible. So you must give yourself time, take it easy, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. Get yourself friends that will encourage you, that will tell you are good, even though you yourself you are not good. But get yourself some friends that believes in you. I have so many friends like that. They are on this, I happen to have them on this call. They will tell me, Stephen, oh, you play so well. I say, are you sure? And I will think to myself, oh, I actually play this so well. And I think I can play it better next time. So motivate yourself. Even when there's no motivation, try to motivate. We are getting to the end of this webinar, and I really want to thank everyone for staying to this time. I mean, it's not easy. This is almost 9, if not 9 already. I really thank everyone. So to the ending part of this webinar, which is the big idea, side playing. Musical fluency. It is not just about the notes, it is about understanding and expressing music in real time. That is the big idea. If there's something you are going on with this evening, it is that it is not just about the notes. When we talk about side playing, it is not, okay, just pick a piece, just play. No. If it's just to pick a piece and play, anybody can do it. Yes. When I went to Muson, that school of music, it happens to be one of the best, if not the best school of music in Nigeria today. I was told that for you to come here to attend our exam, it shows that you are already a pianist. But what we are now going to test you on is beyond the notes. I went for the exam with little or no practice, but thank God for the experience. You see, I was told that we are not here to test you about the notes. We know you can side play. You can't side play. If you can't side play, then you have no reason to be here. But now they are going to test you about many things: the rhythms, the patterns, the flow, the dynamisms, many things that makes it a piece. So it is not just about the piece. It's not just about the notes. I mean, it's about understanding and expressing music in real time. All right. So, well, it has been a long way coming. This is almost 9 o'clock. Just the time we have allocated for this webinar to end. As we are rounding up, I want to leave you with this charge that much as side playing is an excuse, some people are born with it. Some people not like they are born with it anyway. some people are, they have the fast ability to learn it quickly than others. Doesn't mean that you too you can't learn it. Don't look down on yourself. Don't think you can't do it. Don't think you can't achieve it. If I can achieve it, despite my slow journey, my journey was actually slow. But when people see me today, they will think, oh, it was actually very fast. It was very slow. I know what it took from me many sleepless nights. Oh, many sleepless nights. It got to a stage that in our there was a way that our house has been configured that every night there must be a sound of piano. Whenever my sister wakes up in the midnight and there's no piano, she will tell me in the morning that, bro, I woke up and I did not see you playing. I did not see you practicing. Hope you are okay. Hope you are good. Hope you are. Imagine it has got to that level. So you need to practice. You need to deep yourself. And I tell you, the practice that will cause a change in your musical journey is not just 30 minutes practice and you are off. It's not just 20 minutes practice and you are off. Let's be very sincere to ourselves. You need to practice it for hours, and not just practice for hours repeating what you have, like all what I've been saying. You need to practice and you achieve something that whenever you sit at the piano, you make sure you stop something. Whenever you need to sit at the piano, make sure you're standing up with some not gain before you sat down. So you are going with something, achieving something, you're achieving a goal. With that, trust me, before you know it, before the ends of a week or a month, you would have said, oh, these are what I'm able to achieve. Well, that will be the end for this webinar. I want to believe there is question. Right. Well, as I see there's no question, there's no problem. Feel free to reach out to me personally, and I'll be glad, more than glad, to have you to actually walk this musical journey with you. Thank you so much. See you next time. If there's a next time when I organize something like this, maybe for the for the people that need rudimentary knowledge, you can reach out to me privately so we can figure out something. For people that say, what about a starter? Because what I've been saying this morning is for actually people that are already into music, that understand what I'm saying. So if you're a starter, reach out to me privately, then we fix a class or something. Thank you so much. I remain Stephen Bamise, your favorite pianist. God bless you.